Welcome back, everybody, to Grand Tactician, Civil War. I'm Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 18 of our federal Spring of 61 campaign, version 1.12. Alright, we do have quite a few things to get into here with the historical record. And once again, as a reminder, everybody, these videos are fully chaptered out, so you can jump around to whichever section of the video you so choose. Journal entry. Corporal Jonas Feldman, Company A, 1st Florida Regiment, Florida State Militia Brigade, Forney's Division, Hardee's Corps, Army of the Southwest. Dated September the 8th of 1862. What a goddamn bloody catastrophe in Sherman today. The boys are calling the whole affair Forney's charge was simply little more than a massacre. After surviving the battles of 1st Austin, Palestine, and 1st Dallas, and thinking I'd seen it all, nothing I'd seen had compared to this day. I so swear the horseman of war, Lucifer himself, rode on this field today. The Corps commander ordered our division straight into an uncut field now known as Hell's March, and every meaning of the damned place. The boys in blue fought like the devil. The heat from the midday Texas sun burned so hot against the dry, dusty ground, and the wind being absent as if it were fighting inside a Dutch oven baking in a campfire. The boys broke upon the federal line like a gray tidal wave on a cliffside of hellfire, brimstone, and molten lead. The very air itself was so choked thick with hell smoke from guns and raging grass fires started by the artillery raining the lead breakfast down on the boys. We could see 15 yards ahead. Before we knew it, the brigades to our left and right had bogged down under sweltering heat and grazing fire. We were all alone to face down the blue devils out in front. We found ourselves so close that one thunderous symphony of hellish destruction. My company simply ceased to exist. I myself was saved only by falling in agony from receiving powder burns on my forehead and cheek as I gazed down at my best friend Jackson from back home. Bullet in his face and neck, his lifeblood spewing on my right arm, and a molten lead taking a piece of my left ear. By the time we fell back and regrouped in the rear, my company could form only 15 firemen out of 85. I lost count to 12 holes in my clothes and hat, plus one more through my canteen. My rifle strap had been severed. I fear the crimson stain will never wash from my sleeve and pants. Thank God, or my guardian angel, or both, because heaven only knows how or why I was spared the reaper this hot autumn day. To hell with this war and the rich men in Richmond who wanted this. My faith in the cause died today, along with the 3,500 men we left burning in that damned hayfield, under that damned Texas sun. Diary entry from Lieutenant Eli McKay, 79th Highlanders, Company B, dated 1st of August, 1862. The Rebs were closer than we were led to believe. We were given orders to get into formation on the double, so we did. We caught eye of the enemy column coming down from the heights. The regiment was given orders to hold the crossing. We held the line like a steel wall. I'm glad our general is not a butcher like the Confederate generals. Whoever led them just pushed their men like meat into a grinder. Heard word that our gallant action might have been recognized by General Grandpa. Most of the men have been calling him Ballsy Bodak. Luckily, most other regiments don't speak Gaelic. A letter. 1st Sergeant Liam Patrick Blake, Company D, 69th New York Infantry Regiment, Irish Brigade. Dated 1st of August, 1862. Dearest Lizette, apologies for the long wait on word these past 3 months, as rebel cavalry has been continuously raising our communication lines in the rear. This is the first any of us can get word out on the newly constructed telegraph lines finished just 3 days ago. For the past few months, we've been all over the Midwest, it seems. We set out on the 20th of April, chasing the Confederate Army southeast from Columbus, Ohio to Marietta, where we set up camp for almost a week before marching north to push the rebels out of Pittsburgh. Shortly before our arrival, our forward scouts reported the enemy had pushed east to join the relentless attacks on Frederick and Washington. It was decided that we would not pursue further, and on June 15th we were given orders to steam west on the railroad to Springfield, Illinois, arriving on the 21st. After a week encampment, we were marched further west to Quincy on the banks of the mighty Mississippi River, where we were camped for a further month. Just 2 days ago, there were reports of another rebel raiding party marching in force on Springfield with a sizable private corps possibly following close behind in support. We've been dispatched to finally see the elephant off after all these long months. All my thoughts and prayers are with you and the children I love. Now that we have a workable telegraph field office, the letters should be coming fairly often. Tell the children Papa loves them dearly, and I will be home soon. Most affectionately yours, Pedrick. P.S. I received word that my brother killed Rain commissioned as a lieutenant out of West Point last May, and he will be arriving to take command and coming to see tomorrow. Keep us both in your prayers. From the Journal of Captain Franklin Malone, Company B, 2nd Regiment, 50th Ohio River Boys. 1 August 1862. It was right after the boys finished eating when a messenger came with orders to get the men ready to march. When they asked if we were marching back to Austin, he turned and said no, Reb Corps is marching on Dallas. So when we assembled with the rest of the brigade, I witnessed Colonel Ricketts handing out guns to the brigade's band. With the colonel giving out weapons to every able-bodied man, we must be in for a serious fight. 3rd Division was ordered to take up reserves between the 1st and 2nd Divisions. It wasn't even 10 minutes before General Grumpa ordered 3rd Division to go up and set behind the 1st Division. He said it's better to set near the front versus setting a few miles behind it. When Colonel Ricketts ordered us to stop off the side of the road, we could hear fighting off in the distance. Maybe 20 or 30 minutes of waiting, Derby Hellfighters started to move up. After an hour and a half, the boys started asking when we would be ordered to move up. Before I could respond to them, word the Rebs withdrawing reached us. The boys looked disheartened when not getting the chance to fire a shot in the battle. If I can't show them I'm glad we didn't have to fight today. I just pray the Rebs will just withdraw from Texas. I have no doubt the general will just leave without a fight. 2nd of August, 1862. Word among Colonel Ricketts' aides that the 3rd Division's new commanding officer is going to be a major general named Horace Ferry. But the Rebs keep attacking Dallas like madmen. When he gets here, there might not be a division for him. 6th of August, 1862. Here I thought June was hot. Texas keeps surprising me with how hot and muggy it gets in the summer here at Dallas. Word around town is the Rebs might make a push on 5th Corps again. 8th of August, 1862. When Colonel Ricketts had us in his tent about to go over how we were going to reorganize the brigade, a messenger came into the tent. The orders were to march just north of Dallas to engage what looked like a lone Reb division marching down to attack. It was 2:30 when we got into position with us sitting on the right of the 2nd Division's right flank. Colonel Ricketts broke the band up, giving a few men to each company in the 2nd Regiment. All we can do is wait for the Rebs to come into view. It was about a quarter to 8 when the sun about to set when the 1st Rebel Brigades came into view. General Grumpa ordered out some skirmishers from what looked like every brigade, and Company B, along with what's lost of Company D, got the order to push up. The boys were not happy to see any action in the last battle, but they were now not so sure about fighting in the dark. It was around 8:30, with almost a full moon lined the field. You could see the Rebs had begun to march forward on the right of the lines. It was just after 9 when the Rebs broke off fighting for what looked like the night. We can only hope the Rebs will turn tail. 9 August, 1862. When we woke up this morning, the Rebs left the area overnight. I'm glad the Rebel General was smart enough to withdraw, but it got me thinking, why did he try to attack with his lone division in the first place? We got lucky. The only wounded men from the company were those that dropped from the heat yesterday before the fighting started. It took us around an hour to march back into Dallas to the shocked look of the citizens of the city. 9 September 1862. Word of the 7th Corps fighting the Rebs lifted the spirits of the boys. The Rebs keep raiding the supply lines coming up from Houston. Citizens of Dallas now have this look that all is lost. I feel sorry for them, but they know we wouldn't sit still after they seceded. The order to push on a rebel corps of the Army of Texas that was still a few miles up the road from Dallas, so it looks like we might get another fight tomorrow. 10 September of 1862. Started out the march in the last 2 miles around 6:15 in the morning. I could tell most of the men, myself included, wishing the Rebs wouldn't stay and fight. It was 8:30 when we got word that the Rebs were still there. General Grumpa said if we beat them here, they might leave Texas for the rest of the fighting season, before ordering us to start marching towards a big wooded hill near the railroad line. It was 12:30 when we heard the sound of rifles off in the distance. The boys could stop and listen this time, like the last few fights. 3rd Division's orders were to hit the Rebs holding the railroad with the Derby Hellfighters on the right, Viking Brigade in the center, and us on the left flank of the line. I'm starting to think it's Colonel Ricketts has it out for me now. He keeps putting Company B to hold on the extreme flank of the brigade in every battle. Can't complain for where the company is placed in the line until after the fight is over. As it made to the railroad line, I could see what looked like bloody sabers pulling off the line. The brigade came under fire from a Red Brigade out on the right, which I'm thankful the company wasn't on that side of the brigade. There were plenty of other rebel brigades in front of us. It was close to 1 in the afternoon. We only fired a few volleys into the Rebs, and what turned out to be 2nd Division attacking behind them. The Rebs were forced to withdraw. As the 1st Division started to close the jaws shut, the Rebs started to throw their weapons away and just run, while the 1st fired into their flanks. The casualties were light in the brigade, and Company B got off the fight with only 1 man wounded. Now we can only hope the Rebs leave Texas so we can get some fresh men to bring the brigade back up to full strength by the next fighting season. Once again, as always, I really am enjoying a lot of these stories you guys are putting out there. They are just amazing. Alright. We did get a lot done last episode. It's a very busy episode. That one did take a while to do. So the battles of 4th, 5th, and 6th at Dallas, and the Battle of Sherman, Texas. So my hope is right now that the rebel armies in Texas, the only one left here, Smith Corps from the Army of Texas, is retreating north right now, that they'll stay out for the rest of the fighting season. So 6th Corps is still making its way back over to Beaumont, and 7th Corps is coming down towards Dallas to swing out and around towards Clarksville to prepare to move into Indian territories come the spring. Up here in Illinois, we did move on to Springfield, and the rebels did move away from us. This is the Missouri State Guard at 6,500 men, so they pretty well chose not to fight us. We still have Stevenson's Corps in the area. I'm not sure what they are doing. They've been slowly making their way around this area. I'm really hoping they move into St. Louis, but I don't know if that will be the case. So actually, we're going to come down here, town of Alton, see if we can't get a better sighting on that rebel corps. And there's still several corps over here in Kentucky that really haven't done much. Well, just been kind of sitting there. And Virginia-Maryland line's still been quiet. It's been quiet for the last few months, which has really surprised me. But then again, they're probably rebuilding all these forces over here that are transferring down into the Texas region. So I don't think a lot of these have a lot of strength left in them. And we've been slowly working over the forts down here in the Gulf, trying to get them taken one at a time here. So Gulf Squadron is on its way back to Sabine Pass to refit, and then they'll be going back out again. All right, I think that covers everything for right now. I'm really unsure as to when the next action will be. I'm hoping we can actually make it through the winter without anything happening, but you know the AI. They don't like to sit still in the winter, so I'll be back. All right, it's now September 14th, and we do have our next engagement here, and it's actually 7th Corps running into Smith's Corps from the Army of Texas, which I thought was retreating away, but I guess with 7th Corps north of them and 5th south of them, they weren't able to go anywhere, so they just signed us sitting here in the hinterlands. So we're bringing 10,236 infantry, 2,000 cavalry, and 25 guns to the fight. Well, they are bringing 12,367 infantry, 635 cavalry, and 2 guns. Don't really see this battle taking too long, hopefully. But we should be able to finish this force off and finally get them out of Texas. I'll see you all on the outside load screen. Welcome, everybody, to the second battle of Sherman. So, this is going to be a pretty straightforward fight. We're on the content map, and the rebels are defending Van Cleve Lane. So, we're going to come straight down the road here and cross at this point on the river, then attack across the open plain here instead of trying to attack through Connington. Like I said, straightforward. We're almost even on numbers, so I'll be back once we make contact with the rebels. Alright, it's now 9:50 of day 2. We finally got ourselves set up in front of the rebels here. They're right out in the open along with us. They didn't bother setting up any type of defense formations here. So we're just going to go straight in for an attack now. Really not much else we can do, because otherwise we're just going to sit here and stare at each other. And our forces are fairly even on. So we both took about 100 casualties overnight from attrition. And we're bringing about 12,705 men to their 13,000. So almost an even on fight. So I think once I send the cavalry in to break this battery and this cavalry here, we should mount this up fairly quickly. I just got to wait for the infantry to engage first before I do that. Oh, if anybody's wondering what today's battle brew is, it is coffee with a bit of Irish in it. Mostly just a little bit of hair of the dog because I had way too much to drink yesterday during the live stream then afterwards. Boys over to fire at will so we don't fire over our own men. Got going on here. What are the Rebs doing? Cavalry, let's move a little faster, please. That battery's been seen off. Very good. Go finish these boys off, please. Broken. Oh yeah, they're broken. Good job, Cav. Third, where the hell are you going? They're basically busted. Oh well. The hell are you boys doing? Come on. Give me an advance order, they start swinging around in circles. So happy the Confederates did what I wanted them to do and just kind of stayed in position. Made this much, much easier. Alright, Cav, let's get you mounted back up. We're going to go in and finish this. Go get him, boys. Go get that brigade, please, gentlemen. Good job, cavalry. There they go. last 2 brigades out of the way. Nice little open field battle. We don't get these very often. This was a little fun. Just took me a while to get it all set up. It's that brigade. Get this last one. Few more casualties and we'll be at a major victory. Maybe we can disintegrate this corps. I'd be very happy if we could do that. Here we go, major victory. Alright, cavalry, come back here now. Let's see here. I don't think we lost anybody wounded. Nope. All right. Save this and then go over the paperwork real fast. All right. 1st Cavalry did 652 to infantry, captured 701. Brigade total 1,355. 16th Infantry Division, U.S. Regulars did 321 to infantry, plus up to 328. 1st U.S. Infantry did 446 to infantry, captured 43, total 492. Division total of 820. 17th Infantry, 3rd U.S. Infantry did 128 to infantry, took 7 prisoners, 86 to cavalry for total 225. 2nd U.S. Infantry did 190 to infantry, captured 134, 140 to cavalry, 1 artillery for total 475, division total 700. In the 5th U.S. Artillery Division, 2nd U.S. Artillery did 32 to infantry, 1 to cav for total 33. And the 1st U.S. Artillery Battery did 68 to infantry, 3 to cavalry, total of 82. That plussed up a lot. They must have caught a command staff with a direct shot somewhere because they got plussed up by quite a bit. We get any of their officers. All right, we wounded Ewell. I actually don't like that. Ewell's been a bad commander. I'd rather he stay in command, but he might get replaced by somebody competent. Killed Colonel Morgan and wounded Perry. So brigade commander wounded, army commander wounded, and looks like the 1 brigade commander killed. Not too bad. All right, I won't hold you all here. I'll come back in with the post-battle screen. Glorious victory at the 2nd Battle of Sherman. Army of Texas fleeing in panic. And it looks like a poor old colonel took the blame for the loss in this battle. I hate it when I see that happen. Should have been Ewell taking a lot blame on this one. Should have retreated away instead of staying in the fight. So the 2nd Battle of Sherman is ended with the Army of Texas retreating in panic. The Yankees reportedly suffered total casualties of 3,327 men. There are 305 killed, 1,835 captured. Our casualties totaled 1,190 men, 150 killed, 335 missing, and the rest wounded. Captured 2,500 rifles and paroled 1,777 rebels, as we still do not have any prison camps. I was really hoping this would disintegrate that force, but it should now have them flee in Texas at the least. We're going to keep this episode rolling along, so I'll be back with the next major incident. Alright, we've actually made it through to October with no other incidents happening, so it's time to go over the monthlies. So current rating of our nation is BBB+. That is an improvement from where we were sitting at BBB-. We did issue 1 more set of bonds out, so our liabilities now amount to $789 million. Current economy cycle is recovery. Wealth of our population is below average and increasing compared to the previous month. And we lost $14 million in tax revenues, and that is not good. Didn't construct any buildings last month. Export volumes was 1.2 billion going out, 1.2 coming in, so that's been evened out for the last few months. Average core production over the last 3 months was 352 million, a change of negative 99,000, which isn't bad. And still, once again, lacking all the same things in our economy, which you're never going to catch up on. Looking over your finances, we're still spending $408 million more than we are bringing in. We do have to get that changing, but we have brought down Army upkeep is now below $200 million. Supply depots are well under $100 million. So we're slowly bringing that down through the projects that we have been working on. Come over here to intelligence. So they are working on government funding too. We have done farm projects, cotton is king, cotton is military education, okay. So trying to bring the British into the war. The relations with Britain are now up to 35% because we did pass the letters of marque policy, which did make the British hate us a little bit more, but not enough in my opinion. It looks like they've recruited one more brigade of 3,000 men and started constructing another 16 ships, which is ridiculous. Morale Confederate Army is currently at 66%, changing negative 14. And one officer killed in action. That was John T. Morgan. Strategy tab. National morale, we're at 72 to their 67. National support, we're at 70 to their 74. Morale of armies, we're at 79 to their 66. Men fielded, we have 204,936 in the field to their 191,000. I wish it was more like the live stream campaign where they got over 300,000 in the field to our 300,000. Actually, I think they outnumber us slightly in that campaign. Battles won right now, we're at 41 victories to their 3. And once again, those 3 are only forts that they have captured. Total casualties so far, we're sitting at 74,552 to their 204,625. So we are really whittling them down. Policies. We still haven't unlocked Chapter 3, so I'm basically done with policies for now. At this point, I'm just taking the print notes policy just to have a policy running. Because Chapter 3 should unlock here in a few months. Then we get moving on the rest of those things. Projects. What do we have available? Nothing much. Once again, there's a lot of stuff that we just don't need. Like I said, I do want to take another level of weapons production. I'm saving that money for the railroad. I guess we can go for another level of recruit agents. Try and get some more intelligence running. I think that's about it. Thinking about building a newspaper here in Texas. Didn't I build one already? I did. I can't upgrade this. Cost me $16 million. We'll have to quote another bond. And only improve our intelligence gathering by plus 2.5%. So I'm actually better off just building another newspaper. Actually, what I should do is probably build one up here. You know, I think we're going to build one here in Springfield. They're not expensive to build, but they do become expensive to upgrade. All right, moving on from there. So take a look at the map now. So 5th Corps is still sitting at Dallas. 7th Corps is making its way up to Clarksville, where they're going to winter over. 6th Corps is still down to Indian Knoll because their readiness is just too low for them to move. So they're just sitting there until I can get them back over to Beaumont. Our fleet is sitting at Sabine Pass, recovering itself, and they should be moving out again here this month to go take on the forts on the Mississippi Delta again. Up here in Illinois, 2nd Corps has now been sent down to Cairo as they did capture Cairo, so we had to go retake that. And we already flipped it back over, okay. So all the rebels in the area seem to just keep moving away from 2nd Corps. They don't want to stand and fight us, so we just have to keep chasing down the rebs whenever they cross the border and hopefully get us into a fight. Looks like they took Evansville, so I think we're heading there next. And there are 2 corps here. No, it's just the one corps there. Army Command. Alright, second corps. Let's see if we can go take on this force over here. And once again, it's still quite along the Virginia-Maryland line, and I am not unhappy about that, so I'll take it. And I did end up transferring the Cape Cod Cavalry into Patterson's 3rd Corps, and they've joined the 4th Cavalry Division. They're back up to 2,100 men. Hopefully they can redeem themselves. I think that covers everything for right now. I'll be back. And I had to open my big mouth about the Virginia-Maryland line being quiet. So Army of Ohio with McCown's Corps is trying once again for Washington. They're bringing 20,003 infantry, 2,300 cavalry, and 35 guns to my combined total of 57,716 infantry, 9,400 cavalry, and 113 guns. Who is this? Pause. Haven't fought him before. Alright, you know how this goes. I will see you all on the other side of the load screen. Welcome, my grunts, to the 11th Battle of Washington, D.C. 11 battles here now. So our 3rd Corps is on the field. The rebels are entering from right here at the Pierce Mill Road, as usual. So I did deploy as far forward as possible here this time to, we know they're going to be coming up this road. So I have the 9th Infantry Division sitting here, Artillery Division next to them. Over on this flank, I have the 11th and the 10th Infantry Divisions. And I've sent the 4th Cavalry Division with the Death Hussars and the Cape Cod Cavalry. Going to cover right here at this crossing point on the stream, just in case they decide they want to march up this way. Well, that's about it. So we just got to wait for them to show up. So I'll be back. Right, it's now 08:30 of day 1, and their cavalry just basically charged right down the road at us and into our skirmishers here. I had expected them to sit back a little bit, but they just came straight on. It's just the cavalry so far. The infantry is starting to come up now. One brigade here and the rest down the road here. So since we know their entire force is coming up this road here, I have ordered the cavalry division to start swinging in behind them. See if we can't pincer out this corps. Now it looks like the cavalry is just going to sit here and take the abuse instead of fight. Doesn't look like they know what they want to do. You know, bring your skirmishers so you guys can just volley these boys out. It looks like going to be a little bit here before they actually come in for an attack, so I'll be back. Alright, going on 850, and my cavalry got down to this position faster than I thought they would, and there's still infantry and artillery back here. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a hot fight. Let these SARs get right into that artillery, please. God, swing over this way at the infantry. There is another brigade over here. There they are. So it's going to have a hotter cavalry action back here than I anticipated. Come on, Cape Cod, get a move on. Boys need to redeem yourselves. This is the way to do it. Boys, get dismounted. Whose order, please? Oh, there's a whole division back here still. Oof. God, get dismounted. Loose order, please. Get a move on, boys. Let's go. I may just have to push in with an attack up here in my infantry divisions if they got too many people back there. God, move it to double, please. Here we go, final. Hagen keeps marching at the artillery way he is. He's going to break easy. Engineers. Go up a little closer just in case. Pushing a little closer, Cape Cod. Let's go. All right, Hussars, let's get you mounted. Now go get them, boys. Good job, Death Hussars. Very good job. That basically just about broke their army right there. What was that, brigade? These retreating units are going to distract them, so I'm not going to be able to get them up the road as fast as I want. There we go. Death Hussars have their first perk. Thinking all we gotta do now is break one more brigade and that's it. If they choose to attack us, they're now down a full division. Speaking of which, 9th Division, recall your skirmishers. We're pushing you forward. It'll be a few minutes where my troops get in position, so I'll be back. Alright, it's now 10:45 in the morning, and 9th Division is pushed up on the rebel left flank. I did send some skirmisher forwards over here, but I'm not worried about that. And my cavalry division is quickly closing up on the rear. It looks like these boys are reformed, so we're going to see them off again. Go, give me that volley. Get in there, boys. Good God, get the hell up here. Alright, 10th, let's keep pushing. Surprised he hasn't started withdrawing yet. He does not have the people to fight me. On, why are you not moving up to engage, Cape Cod? Damn guys retreating through us, still giving us an issue. Probably that. There we go. Go get him. Why does this brigade keep performing right in while the cavalry's on top of them? Makes no sense. Alright, infantry, start double time. We gotta give this cavalry some support here. Here we go, Cape Cod. Got yourself first perk. Starting to redeem yourselves. Getting away from that artillery before they get too many canister shots in at them. And that's it. They are starting to withdraw. Screaming Eagles, what the hell are you boys doing? Come on. There they go. Now let's speed this along. Right, nice little victory there. Took a little longer than I expected, but we got there. Took down 5,000 of their 19,000 infantry, 500 to 2,300 cavalry, got all 35 of their guns. Total loss of 5,500 of their 22,000 men. We lost 21 of our 57,663 infantry, 246 of our 9,420 cavalry, 0 of our guns. Total loss of 309 men to their 5,500. That's, what, 15, 16 to 1? Damn. Cavalry getting in position when it did as fast as it did really threw me off. It was actually able to cause a lot of damage without taking much in return. Anybody, did we? No, we did not. All right. Go through the paperwork real quick here. Engineers did not fight. 4th Cavalry Division. Cape Cod Cav did 312 to infantry, captured 545. Took 8 cavalry prisoners, total of 867. Death Hussars did 1,130 to infantry, captured another 2,086. Did 113 artillery, captured another 51. Brigade total of 3,381. Division total 4,248. Death Hussars, they earned like damn 3 Grumpy Seals of approval for this battle. And the 11th Division. These old detachments, so 398 for the division. I'm not going to figure out which detachment's which. 9th Infantry Division has 718 total. Screaming Eagles did 56 to infantry, 58 to cav, 63 to artillery, total 177. Churchill's Iron did 171 to infantry, 12 to artillery, total 187. Great Death did 189 to infantry, 113 to cavalry, 92 to artillery, total 354. Division total 718. Artillery Division. 5th U.S. did 46 to infantry, 107 to cav, total 153. 3rd U.S. did 141 to infantry, 83 to cav, total 224. 1st Indiana Battery did 49 infantry, 26 to cav, total 78. And the 2nd Colorado Battery did 47 infantry, 28 to cav, total 75. Division total 530. Death Hussars really went wrecked house in this battle. So we got any of their officers. We didn't lose any, thankfully. Wounded Colonel McGowan. And Major Bate. So 2 artillery commanders were wounded. All right. Get close out of here, and I'll see you all on the outside of the newspaper screen. Glorious victory at the 11th Battle of Washington, D.C. So it looks like we managed to get up to a major victory right there at the end. I didn't even catch that. 11th Battle of Washington has ended the Army of Ohio retreating in panic. The Army has reported suffered total casualties of 5,594 men. There are 490 killed, 3,495 captured. Our casualties total 309 men, with 49 killed, 42 missing, and the rest are wounded. We captured 4,500 rifles and 19 guns from the field. And we did capture that one prison camp down in Texas, so we're now holding 3,600 prisoners. We'll have to go down and parole those boys after every battle now. Because the rebels did build one over here at Marshall, I believe. Where is it? Texarkana prison camp. Too bad I cannot release those boys back into the wild. It's a shame I cannot destroy that like I would like to. So of course, I'm almost in position. Just got to get their readiness back up so I can get them constructing a supply depot for the winter. All right, I think that's a good place to end this episode. So once again, if you're a new viewer, return viewer, you're not yet subscribed, please think about that subscribe button. If you do, remember that bell icon so alert your next video comes out. If you like a brigade in one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, state is from, weapons, uniforms, officers, and I'll oblige on all counts if possible. And as always, comments, please do keep them coming. And I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.